The crisis today is that our mainstream media largely is a betrayer of this society, and for all practical purposes it has become an anti-social media.
During adolescence, to look manly, a boy smokes cigarette. Starting from cigarette, slowly he graduates to become a drug addict. A person smokes cigarette with style in advertisement. Seeing this, he wants to try that style just once. If he is good, he will never touch. But what can we do? When that idea comes to his mind, he becomes dependent on that. Whatever is done for prevention, the taste will not leave him. When it is repeated again and again, he gets addicted.
See, it's very unfortunate that even film directors who are hailed in the society as kind of great creative people, in their films show the third gender as someone meant for ridicule and vulgarity. And all our magazines and newspapers, whenever they carry the so-called light-hearted material, they use only the third gender for the ridicule subjects. And it is under these conditions that we find that the media not only further propagates these issues, it also perpetuates the earlier prejudices our society is having about the third gender.
I have been a journalist for the last 15 years and I've been working in the HIV/AIDS sector for the last 4 years or so. And in the last 1 year, I've been bringing out this newspaper. It's called Positive. We need to talk about these people and write about these people in a positive manner, in our own interest also. If you're looking at this predominantly from the point of HIV/AIDS, the moment we become very sanctimonious or judgmental or moralistic, what we do is we try and push these people away from mainstream society, which means somebody who is infected will not go out and seek help, will not become your partner in preventing HIV, but will quietly, it will become a process of being quiet and the spread of the infection continuing. So if we have to take care and protect, let's say, ourselves, I have to protect myself, my family, my friends, it just means I have to make sure that a person who is infected is able to get treatment and support, and the atmosphere should be enabling enough for a person to come out and seek help.
It is not as if there is no change at all. Certain changes have started coming in the last 10 years, particularly in the print media. People with alternate viewpoints have found some space in recent times, both in print media and other media. This is a very healthy sign.
Most important about orphan children is referring to the UNCRC article 34, 35, 36. I think all children, including children who are orphaned by AIDS, must be prevented from child labor, child sexual abuse and child trafficking. This is very important, and I think it's government's biggest responsibility to take care of the orphans, and it is the state responsibility also to do so.
I would like to look at a solution for all these issues, primarily at an individual level. Let me look at myself as an individual. I have certain rights, and when I think that I do have the right for all these rights, I must also accept and recognize that every other human being has a right to similar rights like I possess.
Since the transgenders know about the changes in their gender at a young age, they face a lot of problems at schools and colleges. To remove this, government should introduce in schools and colleges a module on sexual identification, needs and feelings of the transgenders. It should be introduced at medical colleges, police departments, medical departments, police training schools and medical colleges. Only then the next step of life for transgenders would be better.
First, there should be a free de-addiction center run by government. After they come out of the center, detoxified, then there should be a rehabilitation center also run by the government. During these 3 months course, they must identify the skill of the addict, what he can do, because he gets spoiled when he is a teenager. So he would not be professional. Even if he is a professional, he would not be fully skillful. So in that 3 months gap, they should identify in which area he would fit in. According to that, referral should be given in that service. If there is a comprehensive approach like this, then there are chances for a drug addict to come out.
Coming to children and HIV, the worst part of it is children have no control either in the prevention or in the care. They have to rely on the adults, namely their parents, the community by and large. Now, with reference to a child who is being stigmatized or who needs their rights, I think the first right starts at the home. Every couple who wants to have a baby must go for an HIV test, and they should find if they are HIV positive, and even if they are HIV positive, they should take up necessary care and support, including the ART drugs, so that every effort is taken to have a normal healthy child. Next is the parents should also disclose to the children and to the family their status when they are healthy. When they don't do that, what happens when the parent dies is this child is orphaned and no family member is willing to take care of them, and the child is invariably either abandoned or being pushed into some institutional care where all their rights have been denied. Largely, the other place where children need to be supported are the schools. Every school must treat all children equally. There are some schools which when they come to know about the HIV status of the child, they try to discriminate them. This is definitely against the child rights. Lastly is the society, the neighbors, relatives and the general public by and large. We should come forward to support such a child. It's important that we make good relationship, good linkages and cut down the stigma, discrimination and provide needed care and support to the children, especially the orphans.
We are the people just like any other human being. So that I think is one, how each household would understand, and also it is something like a prevention and care and support is needed for people living with HIV. Prevention services is also be, information also be spread across the country. Discrimination, of course it is there, but actually it is a fundamental human rights, that is the basic, I think it is Indian constitution is giving everyone to the fundamental rights. Right to live and right to privacy and these kind of rights. But because of HIV, that people living with HIV's rights are violated. So that is why we need to have a kind of an HIV/AIDS bill to be passed in the parliament. So that kind of a human right, how to protect the people living with HIV's rights and how to promote the people living with HIV's rights. So that is very important. Even though it is a fundamental rights are applicable to each citizen of India, because of HIV, some of the reasons our rights are violated. So that is why we need to have a kind of HIV/AIDS bill.